I'm Mark Stewart, and I wanted to give a little background to the personal background. Where am I coming from? Well, I'm coming from Hartford. I was born here. Parents, mom grew up in the North End and met dad when he came as a young doctor to the VA hospital, and they shared an apartment on Farmington Avenue for the first 5 years of their marriage. I was born in year two, and so thus at age 4, they took me out along with my little sister to West Hartford. And I've spent the majority of my 59 years in the suburbs, West Hartford and Farmington primarily. So I'm aware of Hartford since birth, pretty much, or close, but I haven't lived it. And so there are things that are still a little surprising, but enough that I know, and enough differences between Hartford and its nearby suburb, West Hartford, that I actually did a video literally on the Prospect Avenue line of things that are done differently by West Hartford and done better. Look, the reason I and my sister were taken away from Hartford was schools. The schools were dramatically better, and to a young Jewish couple, that was a big deal. And I still wish that people in Hartford would more often make an exodus. And you have the chance, because now you don't even have to move residents, because there's so many opportunities at outside schools, but not enough. I mean, you still have to either win a lottery or have a relative in an outside school to get assured placement there, or you could move. I'd like to see people stay put with better schools. And that's why the school choice proposal is so important, giving every Hartford parent $20,000 per child, a voucher, so that the school nearby, young, middle, or high school, can be to your liking and not at the dictates of a big, overbloated bureaucracy that doesn't seem to care about really elevating kids. Other things about suburbs that you can notice really easily: they have grocery stores. Hartford has very few. It really has Walmart and one other, and that one other is a Stop and Shop on the border. Why? Population-wise, Hartford should have at least 5 big Stop and Shop-like stores, and they don't, because shoplifting is too prevalent in Hartford. Somehow, all cities have gotten away from the decency to everybody else of enforcing laws against shoplifting. Okay? West Hartford does. Okay? You get handcuffed when a store would like to, and that is a problem, because there's some suburban store managers now who are programmed not to arrest. They should too. In Hartford, it's been that way for a long time, and it now becomes so flagrant among people who want to thumb their nose at even the cameras and end up walking away with food that the rest of us pay for. They continue that habit, well, habit's are probably a bad word, in Walmarts and other stores, walking away with televisions at times and not getting arrested. Suburbs take their law enforcement more, I'll say, seriously. I mean, West Hartford has a far lighter load of serious crimes, so they can enforce the lower level crimes. I ask Hartford to get to the lower level crimes too, because my budget would have $50 million towards new police. We would hire 400 new officers. We would more than double the police force in Hartford. That would cut down on crime greatly. Finally, there's a big difference between West Hartford and Hartford on taxing. Suburbs generally tax what they have to, okay? To pay their services. They're not trying to extract money wherever they can. Urban, and Hartford's in one of those categories, extract almost wherever it can. Hey, we can get more money from this, that, extra fees, more parking tickets, and they want to bloat their coffers and then spend it, not always wisely. Now, Hartford has this extra problem with not getting enough from its property taxes. They have state buildings for good and not so good, because financially they're not reimbursed by the state nearly enough. The pilot program should be, I think, dismantled, or if kept, the reimbursement rate should be significantly higher, closer to what the mill rate is for Hartford to recoup what they do everywhere else. All right, a little background, 59-year-old educator. I have a small test prep firm, and I call myself an entrepreneur for the people because I'm involved in now 2 firms in banking and insurance, both of which are very good for consumers. You can check these out as well, stewartforhartford.com. Thanks for listening here. Look forward to seeing those of you I haven't in person.